$150 matcha. It's like everything I want in a matcha powder. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, we are in a different setup today because I'm feeling very comfy. I'm feeling very cozy, and the area that I usually film my videos in is like a tiny corner. You can probably tell in the videos, but it's like a tiny corner where I sit on the ground, or sometimes I have to squat throughout the entire video, and it's just very uncomfortable, but it does get the best lighting in this house, so I do it. But today I'm just feeling cozy. Like, I'm feeling like September favorites just deserve to be cozy, in a cozy setting. So I'm on our couch with my little pumpkin pillow, my blanket, and don't get me wrong, it is still like 80, 90 degrees out today. Very hot, not cool at all, but I want this to be like cozy. So I'm like in my oversized t-shirt and we're just comfortable. But all that to say, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a September matcha and hojicha favorites. I have 4 matcha powders and 1 hojicha powder. And can we all just please agree to ignore the fact that this hojicha is in a Ziploc bag? Because there was a hole in the bottom of the container and I didn't have like any other tin to put the hojicha in, so it's just gonna be like this. So I'm sorry, but we'll just pretend it's not in there. All right, first up for what I've been loving this month, this is Hawa Matcha Ceremonial Grade Powder. And this is a newer matcha brand on the scene, and the owner kindly gifted me a couple of the blends to try, but this ceremonial one has been my favorite out of the 3 because of how roasted it is. And you guys know I love a good roasted profile, which explains why I love hojicha too. But when I find it in matcha powders, it always tastes the best to me. So this one had like roastedness. And the thing I love about this company, and I've also talked about it before on my like social media platforms, but the thing I love about Hawa Matcha is that all of their matcha blends are so unique and so complex. I've never really tried a matcha brand that had super distinct flavors and like notes in the matcha powders. Like their Asahi blend literally tasted like uni to me, like an uni sushi. Like that's exactly what it tasted like. And then the Samidori one was very different from the Asahi, where it was like more refreshing. It's just so thoughtful, and you can tell when you taste the different powders, like there's just so much depth and so much uniqueness to it. I just couldn't stop thinking about like what I experienced when I first tasted it. So obviously it had to go in my September favorites. But the ceremonial one, it's very roasted, nutty, and I love that it had a strong matcha taste. Like all of the powders from this brand are all bold in the matcha flavor and have a very strong like punch to it, which I really appreciate. Especially like as a matcha latte, like it's just a creamy roasted matcha and you still get that really strong matcha taste. So I've been loving it, and thankfully it is in a 100-gram bag, so I've been going through that quite a lot. All right, you guys, this next one, this is a $150 matcha. $150. So this is from the brand Sense of Matcha, and this is the Revi blend, and this is another one that was kindly gifted to me. And I felt so honored because according to their website, like these matchas only have, this blend I think specifically only has 500 units available. And I think the way that they like prepare it, there's like certain people who are allowed to like handle the powder. So it's very like exclusive, very luxurious, I would say. So this bad boy is $150, and let me tell you, it really does taste luxurious. Like they market it as a luxury matcha, and it is luxurious. This is another one that I just absolutely enjoyed the experience of tasting. And what stood out to me the most about this powder specifically is that usually when I try matcha brands, it starts off bold. Like this one starts off really bold, like in the beginning when you taste it. But this one started off very light, but then as the taste lingered, it became so much more bold. And I feel like that really stood out to me because it's very rare for me to find a matcha powder that actually does the opposite of just starting off bold and then, you know, becoming light. But this one did the opposite. So to me, I was like, wow, like it really does take you on a taste journey almost, like where you're experiencing, yeah, just like different senses when you drink it. Sense matcha. Sense matcha. So even as a sucha, it's still very creamy. This one was umami like, and especially as a latte, this is where I was basically speechless because I had to process for a while like what I was tasting and just like how good it was, because it was very luxurious and I like wanted to chug it but also savor it at the same time. But yeah, it was just so smooth and so buttery, like just the right amount of umami, just the right amount of boldness in the matcha, and so creamy. Guys, I know it's so expensive, and I would say I'm not telling you like you need to buy something like this, because I know that there are really good options in the matcha world that are not $150. If you love matcha a lot and just like, yeah, enjoy trying new brands, and again, like you can afford it, go for it. I would say go for it, but again, like this was kindly gifted to me, so I didn't buy it myself, but honestly, I probably would think about it if I saw it on my own. I would highly think about it just because it would have me so intrigued. I've had to be very very, what's it called? Sparing with this powder throughout this month, but I have been craving it throughout this month of September and just using very little because it is so good and I do not want it to go away. And next up, this is a matcha powder that I found off of Etsy. This is the Kurasu Kyoto Sui Premium Matcha Powder Blend. And this is officially another matcha brand that is in my top, like, favorites. For life, probably. This one is just such good quality. The color is gorgeous. And this one is very smooth. There's like umami in it. There is a slight bitterness and astringency when you drink it as a yusucha. But I think with the milk, like if you are a latte drinker like me, it's so perfect. It's so creamy. It's like just the right amount of umami, very well balanced and super easy to drink. Like this is one you could probably like chug and not realize you're chugging it because of how easy it is to drink, especially as a latte. And I feel like it has like the perfect amount of matcha flavor where it's not super bold. It has like just the right amount of matcha flavor, and it's also very smooth and very silky. Like it's just delicious and it's perfect. Like it just has the perfect matcha taste. It's like everything I want in a matcha powder. It is also very slightly sweet. Like this had some sweetness to it, which I also really like. So it's just like this blend of all of my favorite notes together, and just it being super smooth and creamy like won me over. And these next two that we have are both from the company Sorate, and this is actually a brand that I tried maybe like 2 years ago, and I tried their kusui blend. They're super premium. So we have this one. This is their matcha super premium. You have like this little gold stamp that says high quality green tea. And then we have their hojicha powder in the Ziploc bag. Yeah. I'm so sorry that it looks like this, but this is their hojicha powder. But anyways, Sorate is a brand that is in New York City, and they also have a cafe there. And if I ever go there, I know where I'm gonna go because their matcha and hojicha both are delicious. So for the kusui, I'll start with the matcha. So the super premium, this one, guys, is so good. just so good. This one, the texture of it was really smooth and very silky, and the taste, it was just smooth itself. Like, this one is medium bodied, and I love the creaminess of it. Even just as a yusucha, it was very creamy. There is a little bit more of umami profile to this one, a little bit salty. But as a latte, it is perfectly balanced. It's super creamy, and this one, again, I feel like there's a pattern. Like, you guys can probably tell there's a pattern because these two, I feel like the sui and the kusui, like, I just realized kusui and sui, like, they both have the same 3 letters at the end. Anyways, but yeah, these two, I would say they're kind of similar in taste. But the kusui one, I feel like, is a little bit more umami-like than the sui blend. But yeah, this one I love because bold flavor, super creamy, perfect as a latte. Like, it's everything that I do want in a matcha. And it's just such high quality. Like, the stamp is not lying. It really is high quality. Lastly, their hojicha. This one, amazing because of how bold it is and how rich of a hojicha flavor it is. The ones that I've tried that are not as dark or like as rich, I typically don't like because as my matchas, I like them bold. I also like my hojichas to be bold and very rich in like the nutty, smoky, like roasted flavor. So this one had all of that. It was a very deep flavor to it, very roasted, very earthy, like super deep in those categories. This one really reminded me of like a very dark chocolate, like kind of like the bitterness of it, but like also the creaminess of like a dark chocolate. Like, that's what I experienced when I drank this hojicha, and it was just so good. Like, it is a little bit grainy in the texture, I noticed when I was drinking it, but to me, I feel like that doesn't really affect me because I think it works with hojicha, like when it is grainy, because it's like so roasted and earthy, like you almost expect it to be like that. But again, it's not like where it's kind of like annoying when you drink it or, excuse me, or like unpleasant. Now that I'm talking about it, I think I'm gonna make myself one after this video because it just sounds good right now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I am gonna go make a hojicha now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave your comments below, suggestions, what you liked about it, what you want to see more of, anything else that you feel you want to comment, because I love reading your guys' comments and commenting back because I love this little community so much. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!